You're listening to the uMentor Talk Show. I'm your host, Fatima Al Sayed, and on this weekly talk show, we invite experts to take us through their journeys as professionals in their fields. If you have any questions for our panelists, you can always leave them in the comments section, and we'll get to them throughout the show. We also wanted to remind you that before the show, you can ask questions on the Emoji app through our Inspire platform, or you can ask directly on YouTube. Today, we welcome Omaima Saad. Omaima is an early childhood educator with 7 years of experience in the field. She recently graduated from the Bachelor of Child Development degree program. She's worked with children of all ages, from infants to school-agers, and she has a love for the field and is very passionate with her work. During her 7 years of experience working preschool, childcares, kindergarten classes, and currently virtually with the YMCA, Omaima has effectively and competently presented her knowledge and teaching. A few of Umaima's key roles as an early childhood educator is to plan activities and design learning environments that benefit the child's developmental stages. It is also to promote and encourage learning through play in order to provide young children with everything they need to boost their physical, mental, and emotional development. And today we're going to talk a lot about that. So, Assalamu alaikum, Umaima. How are you?
Salam alaikum. How are you?
Good,
Thank you
I'm
for
doing well.
having me.
It's awesome to have you. I think it's going to be a great conversation, especially during COVID, during
Yeah,
quarantine, when parents are stuck at home with their children,
yeah.
not knowing what to do with them half the time, right? And a lot of parents are forced to homeschool. What advice do you have right off the bat for these parents quickly so we can grab them into the show right now?
Um, Stay strong. As a parent, I'll say stay strong. As an educator, I'll say also stay strong, but take it easy. That's it.
Mhm.
Really take it easy. I think the child are also stressed, especially during these times.
Yeah.
And they might be more stressed than we are. It is with them, they just don't show it as much as we do or
Mhm.
as well as we do, right? So, take your time in understanding them and trying to know what's their needs, what's their interests, how would you take away that stress or take away that pressure that's on them, specifically now because they're home, there's no school, there's no
Mhm.
barely any friends, and this stay at home order, there's no outdoor playing, and it's we really have to take it easy on them.
Yeah, we have
And
to
ourselves
understand.
on both. Yeah.
Exactly. We have to understand that they're going through as much as we're going through, right?
Yes, exactly.
Um,
Before you continue, I just want to
mhm.
say my introduction is actually I graduated from early child education.
Mhm.
My next step, I hope it to be a bachelor's of child development, but
Inshallah.
I'm not there yet, inshallah.
Inshallah. It's step-by-step process, right? So
Yes,
inshallah you'll get
yes,
there.
yes, inshallah.
So can you tell us about your current profession? What are you doing right now?
So right now, I recently graduated from the program Early Child Education at Seneca College. It's a 2-year program, and what the job of an early childhood educator is to really um, work with the young ages, and it's from the heart. Once you're passionate about working with young children, it truly comes from the heart. And you're working with toddlers, with infants, with preschoolers. You're working in kindergarten environments, in primary grades, school intervention programs. There's a you can see early childhood educators everywhere. You just might not know of them. And basically what we do is we build play-based environments. We design these environments that follow the developmental needs of the children, and
Mhm.
this could be the social, the emotional, the cognitive, the physical, um, you know development of the child, communication. And it's truly that once the child is born, when a parent looks at their child, the baby is too young, they might not know how to communicate, they might not know how to move their body right. And that's when
Mhm.
early childhood education comes in and says, no, they know that, you just need to support it, you just need to know how to um, just
Aid them in. Yeah.
exactly just aid them and slowly it will just become better and better for them.
Hmm.
And that's exactly what it is. And that's why you have to be, I think, very passionate
Hmm.
about being an early child educator, because you work with those very, very young ages. Um, so, yes.
Did you always know that you wanted to do this, or was it something that just you kind of stumbled upon later on in life?
I had, when I was 16, my mom had a baby. There's 16 years difference between me and my little sister.
Wow.
And I took on that role of working with a child, with a baby. I was changing diapers. I was, giving bottles. I lived that responsibility, and
Hmm.
I was never annoyed by it. I actually enjoyed it. Like, I loved babysitting her, taking her out with me. I used to take her shopping, and I was 16, 17 at the time. So from there, I think I did want to try to do a lot of different things.
Hmm.
But no matter what I did, it went back to working with children. And it is something that um, I truly enjoy. I enjoy it so much. So you could say that I always wanted to do it. Even though I tried to do something else, this was it for me.
And something interesting about your journey is that you were born and raised in Canada and spent your whole life there. And then your family decided to move to Lebanon when you were about, I think, at the age of going to college, right?
Yes, when I was 17, 18, in
Hmm.
that age, we moved to Lebanon. And in Lebanon, I stayed there for 2 years. They're still there now. And when I was there, I also wanted to go get into university, and just start my career. That's it. I'm in Lebanon now. I gotta do what I gotta do.
Yeah.
Um, but what happened is that it was so hard, because you have to go to the Canadian embassy in Lebanon, and so much work. Like, you probably have an idea of how much it takes time. That we have a school near where we live, and I'm like, you know what? Let me go and apply, and apply to work as a kindergarten teacher.
Hmm.
And I did. I went and I applied, and I got the job. I taught 1 year of kindergarten classroom English, full time English. And I'm talking
Wow.
almost 7 hours at school. Yeah, it was the preparation. You had to prepare, you had to think about the activities every day, every day.
Did
It's
you have any kind of preparation for it for yourself beforehand? Like, when you
um,
go to teachers college or you graduate from these programs, they give you that essential base, right?
Yeah, they do. I didn't have that. I'll tell you what I did have. When I was in high school, I did co-op at a private school, an Islamic school here in, Scarborough, North York, you could say. And what happened was I worked with a preschool teacher.
Mm,
And this preschool teacher, great teacher. If she's watching, I thank you for everything you've taught me. She really taught me a lot,
mhm,
and she really did give me that base, that step one to working with children. I was passionate about it. I loved it, but I wasn't, ready. And
mhm,
she made me ready. She opened my eyes to a lot of things that I had to learn from. You know, and I took that and I went and taught in Lebanon with it. And that's exactly what happened. I was teaching in Lebanon based on the experience I had in a preschool program with, the preschool teacher. And I worked, I did my co-op, and then I got a job there actually at the private school. And I worked there for almost 2 years as well.
What was the most rewarding part of, that experience, and what was the thing that pushed you to, pursue early childhood education in Canada when you came back?
Um, I have to be honest, when I was teaching in Lebanon, there was so much stress about, how to become a teacher, that,
Mhm,
I thought that's it. I can't do this. It's too much work. I was young too. I was like 18, 19 when I was teaching. It was a lot of work for me.
Mhm.
And I thought, what should I do? Do I need to continue? Do I want to continue? So I came back here. I applied to a total different program. And I'm like, you know what? I'm done with kids. I'm not going to work with kids. I'm going to choose something else and work with them.
Mhm.
And what happened was when I came, I was in the classroom and the professor was teaching us something that in the other program, not the kids program, teaching us. And I just looked at the professor and I started to hear, like, you know, blabber. I was like, why am I not listening? What's wrong?
Why am I
Right
here?
away. Exactly. Why am I here? And right away, while I was in the program, I I searched on my phone just to show you how much I was focusing. I searched up on my phone, early childhood education, and I saw when the program will start. Right away, Fatima, I went downstairs. I dropped the course. I dropped the course. I applied for early childhood education, and I'm like, you know what, Umaima,
You started with that
this is it.
program.
This is you. Yes, like, don't you can't fake it anymore. You want to work with kids.
Mhm.
I know probably not a lot of people want to work with kids, but for me, that was my case. Yeah. So I let go of the other program, and right away I, you know, just applied there. And um what truly want to make me want to continue on with this program is just I loved you know the way children, you watch them grow. You
Mhm.
really you're there for the child all the time. You watch them grow, you watch them evolve, and you're there for the development. The child that doesn't know how to hold a pencil on the first day, you make it happen that he holds, the pencil, the crayon, that he colors between the lines, that he writes his name, all that at the end of the year. And
Mhm.
you did that. And for me in Lebanon, that's truly what made me, want to say that maybe it is for me, working as an early childhood educator.
Mhm.
It's working with kids. That's it. It's what you feel, and in return, it's how you make the child feel. Because
Mhm.
the more passionate you are about working with children, the more they will feel it. Right? If you go to work and you don't feel like talking to the kids, they will feel it, and
Mhm.
they will not give their 100%. Other than when you're coming in the classroom, you're happy, you're talking, you're out there, you're giving them that vibe, and you're just gonna see how much they blossom, you
Mhm.
know and that's exactly also what it is for me. Yes.
That's beautiful. If someone wants to go down this career path, what tangible steps would you recommend for them so that they don't go down your route of craziness? I'm kidding. But
It is
no,
crazy.
seriously.
No, it is crazy. For me, honestly, I have to say, if you love kids, go into this program.
Mhm.
If you are 1%, 2%, 3% not sure, I don't suggest it,
Mhm.
because children are a responsibility. They really are their parents come to you. They Your child, this is like your everything. You put them in the hands of another person. If this person is not passionate about their job, they don't love children, they don't want to give them their 100%, then there's something wrong, right? For me, whenever I want to work with the child, I think of children as my own. If how would I feel if I put my child in the hands of another person and they treat them like this? And also, like, without thinking about the parents, it's in front of Allah, you know how am I acting, how am I behaving, how am I speaking to the child? Does Allah approve of this, other than the parents?
Yeah.
And truly, if you're there that you will give your 100%. Go for it.
Mhm.
Apply right now and do early child education. Early child education is the step one to so much more, of working with children. I know a lot of my friends have actually, are way beyond my education, in in early child education. They moved on. They became kindergarten teachers and teachers in the board.
Mm-hmm.
And but truly, they had that passion from the beginning. That's why it kept them going.
Mm-hmm.
And this program specifically, because you're working with children, you're going to childcares, you're spending 8 hours at a childcare, right? It's 2 days a week, 8 hours every day. You're working with children. You have to make programs for them. You have to design environments, and it can become too much. It can become too much work, and that's when you know that if this is for you or this is not, because in the end, like I said, kids are a responsibility. So if you're down for it, apply. I'll help you.
You said something really important there about, having that Islamic responsibility, which we'll get into in a second.
Mhm.
But when you say apply, so what program specifically do you recommend applying for? Because I know that you had a suggestion on whether a person should go into honors Bachelor of Child Development right away, or you should do a college and uni program. What should they do?
I'm always with college and uni,
Hmm.
especially when working with children, because no matter, I'm sorry, I don't mean to offend anyone by this, by the way, but university students, please do not feel offended. They do have, they do get like a co-op to work with children
Hmm.
in university. But what you will get from college is very different. It's that hands-on experience for different levels, for different ages. So we
Hmm.
have first semester in college, we work with preschoolers. That's the first semester. Second semester, it's with the infants. The third semester, I believe, actually, sorry, the second semester, it's with after school program. Third semester with infants. And the fourth semester, it's with kindergarten students. And for every semester, you're learning things at school, through books. And then you're leaving, you're going to the program, you're applying it right there and then with the children. And that just gives you a total different experience. Because what if a child there, doesn't like the program that you did, doesn't like the activity that you did? What's
Hmm.
your reaction? And you start to learn that self-control as well as an educator, that it's not only about, oh, I have to go put put that program to get marks, and the teacher has to sign, the mentor has to sign, so I show my professor. No, it's more about whether you are really, um, are all the children engaging with you? Are you giving them that sense of belonging, when working with them, or you're just applying it?
Hmm.
So that for me, as well, is important. To be honest with you, Fatima, I forgot the question.
No, we're just talking about the like
Well,
if you're
yeah,
gonna go into college or uni, so college versus uni.
yeah,
I know that you finished your college diploma now,
yeah,
and then you're planning on going into an honors Bachelor of Child Development, correct?
yes, for sure, for
Okay.
sure.
So my question here is, will it take 4 years in that honors program, or are you going like will you be starting all over from the beginning? Because I think that's a big worry for people, right? If you go to college and then you go to university, how will that translate over?
No, you actually, you get 2 years off. So basically, you graduate with your bachelor's, in 2 years.
Oh,
So
okay.
basically, you've done, the hands-on experience in college 2 years, and then
Hmm.
you graduated with a bachelor's in 2 years. So 4 years in total, but you have the full package, right?
Okay.
And it's child development. Child development focuses more on the brain development
Mm-hmm.
of the child. That the different types of development, the like I said, the cognitive, the social, and the physical. Exactly how do you give those needs to the child, and those, interests, by observing them, by watching them, by creating on top of that, interest that they have, those activities. So for sure, it's a great way for you to get your honors bachelor, um, with experience, hands-on experience. So
Hmm.
college, 2 years. What's it called? You can continue at Seneca. Actually, you can continue and get your honors bachelor. But I think you get it from York. I'm not sure about
Okay.
that. Yes.
Interesting. Going back quickly to the Islamic responsibility, I think it's very interesting that you said that because a lot of times you don't think of teaching as something that, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will come back and ask you, like, how did you treat this child and how did you, um, like, hold you responsible for your actions towards these children. So, can you delve into that a little bit more from your experience? Um, what most inspires you about that, and is it that kind of like ethical ground that you work by?
Yes. For me, that's my first thing that I think about, truly. Um, how am I? Because usually everything we do in the world, in life, we
Mhm,
do for Allah. And you're not just working as an educator, you're not just teaching math, you're not just teaching science, you are building a generation. You're part of building this generation that hopefully later on become, the soldiers of Imam al-Mahdi,
mhm,
Allah Ta'ala Faraja. So that's your responsibility, and that's for me my top priority. That's what I want to do, that's what I want to be a part of. So in everything that I want to create, that everything I want to design, work with the young children, whether it was teaching Islamic studies, whether it's just teaching like the academic studies, normal, um, things. What's my level of giving and that's best in the eyes of Allah?
mhm,
Is it that I'm lazy that I go to work, right? When I'm lazy, I'm taking away from the children's time, right? And that time is precious in a child's life. That's precious. And really, I think about it because I'm wasting precious time from the child's life because I don't want to give enough. I think in front of Allah, I might be asked some questions. So I rather not,
yeah,
I rather not. But truly, I think every educator should build that type of relationship with God and
mhm,
have that priority. Um, because honestly, they're a gift. Children are a gift. I know sometimes when they're yelling and they're screaming, they're not a gift, but deep down, they are. And Allah has given us that gift. For me as a parent, okay, most of the time, I have to count to 10. With children that are not my children, I have to count to 20. And it's okay. I can't be angry. I can't. And most, unfortunately, for so long, there had been that type of just hitting in a lot of schools, especially back
mhm,
home. And for me, I could not handle it. I'm not going to say that I did not see it, of course, at the school that I was working at. But truly that kills me. I
mhm,
could not take a child being yelled at because that's not my job to do. If they say that if you are if you yell at the job if you sorry if you yell at the child, then you are weak as an educator. I think that's true because they got you to that level where you need to raise your voice.
yeah,
And all that, I feel it's my personal feeling in front of God. That's not my job to do.
mhm,
You know what I mean? That's not what I'm supposed to be doing. I need other approaches. And that's
yeah.
why there's programs like these to teach you other approaches to work with children.
So going off of that a little bit, culturally, what's the biggest mistake that we make as parents with our children at a young age?
Uh, that's a good question. I, ch- I think that children are not seen as capable.
Mm,
They're not seen as they have abilities, right? So right away when a child is born, they're a baby. They're a baby. They don't know anything, right? If I put anything on the TV, anything bad, good, whatever, the child doesn't know. If there's scenes that come on TV, the child doesn't see. Child's
mm,
too young, right? Um, and if I raise my voice, and I'm sorry to say this, if I have a fight with my, husband
yeah,
loudly, and the child is watching, the child will not
they won't
understand.
remember.
He's
Mhm.
too young. The child's too young. And I say he because I have a he. I meant he or she.
Yeah.
The child is too young to know. That's where they're wrong. Child is has this big empty memory right now. It's blank. And every day, because you are with them 24/7, that's all they're gonna learn from you. You raise your voice. Oh, that's something new. We don't know what that is. Okay, we're gonna raise our voice.
Mhm.
Um, you have a reaction with them. Oh, they dropped something on the ground. Oh, why did you do that? You yell at them. Oh, that's how I should react. I'm gonna yell at them back. You know, and that's they're gonna you see that they're gonna use it with other children outside. They're gonna use it, especially sometimes like when it could be discipline, that you're disciplining your child. You know,
Mhm.
and let's say you, not bad.
Yeah.
Level one, no, but disciplining your child at a certain level is, um, under appropriate things, um, should be to a certain level, okay. But once you do that, you need to think about the consequences, no
Mm.
matter how small it is. It no matter how small. If you did that, like I said, blank memory, blank learning, that the child is gonna fill that in. Okay,
Mhm.
you did something bad. Oh, you took my pencil. Okay, I'll show
Slap
you
right away.
right
Mhm.
away. And it's that's what I feel the parents need to know, that they know everything, they see everything, and they learn everything so
Mhm.
quickly, faster than we know, truly. And that's why I say, just think twice about everything that you do. Think twice about your reactions. I know sometimes it could get crazy, sometimes it could get too much, like I said before. It could, and especially when you have more than one child. But
Yeah.
honestly, count to 10 before you do it, before you yell, before you scream, before you have that. Why did you do that? Because just a small example, when the child sees, you have a cup on the counter, right?
Mhm.
This cup is glass. The child is not going to see that this cup is a glass of water, glass specifically, that when it falls, it's going to hurt them. What the child sees is there's a cup, not glass, a cup, that's something in it. And if it falls, it's going to make a sound, something it might come out of it. That's
Something
what
so
they see.
interesting and different,
Interesting,
something they don't
exactly.
know, right?
Something they want to see,
Or
experience.
explore. Mhm.
Exactly, right there, explore. And you come at them, they're in their mind is like, when it falls to the ground, it's like, wow, wow, look at that, something
It
happened.
shattered.
Exactly. For you as the mom, as the parent, you come and see that, and you're like, and thing is, you do it from like the feeling of love, because you don't want the
Mhm.
child to hurt themselves, so you yell, or you have that reaction like, what did
Like,
I
stay
tell
away
you
or
about?
mhm.
Especially when you talk like, for me now, my child's not even 2 years old, yes, and I tell him all the time that I've told you to do this, or I've told you not to do this, and he doesn't even care. He just moves on. Like, I
Yeah.
so that's why I can't have that type of reaction with him. It's the child wanted to explore that. You gotta just give it to him in a different way, and don't have that reaction, because they're gonna learn from it, from that negative reaction.
Yeah. Just to mirror your patience, and how you're putting this in your life, because you told me in the pre-interview, something really funny about your son eating and just throwing everything on the ground right after, every single time.
Yeah. Yes. This is my new normal,
Yeah.
you could say. The mop is right beside his high chair, because
Mhm.
no matter how small the piece of food is, he has to throw it on the ground. He can't handle it. He can't handle that there's food on the table if he doesn't like it. Right, oh, he's done, to the ground. He's everything he's done with, on the ground.
Mhm.
Um, for me, in my nature, I don't have crazy reactions.
Yeah.
To be honest,
Very chill person.
I'm a kind of parent that like will give him that dirty look and go hide in the corner and just start laughing because of his reaction back. Um, but he did have a lot of different things that he had to do. And I totally understand it, because this stage right now that he's in, he likes dropping things on the ground, and sometimes he likes my reaction.
Mm.
He likes my reaction. He likes that type of attention that I give him when he drops things on the ground. Like, he waits for me to do. He waits for me to look at him and just be like, no. He waits for
Mm.
me, and that just shows you how much more your reaction can also either make the child wanna go
Do the
even
thing more.
more. Yeah, exactly. So sometimes when we have reactions, um, it's negative, but
Mhm.
also we think, oh, the child will learn from it. The child will probably enjoy it,
Yeah.
that you yelling, they probably like it, and they will keep doing things that trigger you and trigger
Mhm.
you and trigger
Mhm.
you. And if you have those normal reactions, the child will probably get bored.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm
It's
trying.
very
I'm trying to bore my son. I'll tell you when it works, but right now we're still slowly. It's
so,
getting better,
yeah.
but we're not there yet. But I'm trying.
But it takes a lot of patience. Kids
Yes,
teach parents that sabr that we have to have as a quality
yeah,
as Muslims, right?
yeah, for sure.
Unfortunately, we're at the end of our show, but what's your final piece of advice for students going into this field?
For students, enjoy it. Really take your time in everything that you do and enjoy it. Do it with passion, do it with love, and it's gonna get you to where you want to be. It's once you do things with love and you do with things that you actually want to do. And if you wake up in the morning and say, you know what, I don't feel like going to an 8-hour shift, you're probably not gonna enjoy any second of it. But if
Mhm.
you wake up in the morning and you say, you know what, I want to do this, I want to enjoy doing this, I want to learn, I want to observe children, I want to do this, you'll probably enjoy it more and
Mhm.
just have that time. Really, this program is great. I think it's the step one. Like I said, it's a step one of so many different what's it called?
Opportunities.
Yes, opportunities and programs working with children. This is just part of it, and it's a very small portion of it. And but if you're interested in it and you want to go for it, I say go for it now. Today.
Go
Really,
apply right now.
exactly. Go apply right now. And if anyone, sorry, has any questions, you can also contact me. There's a lot of early child educators in our community, actually. Some that you might not know, like by talking about it, now that I know a lot of people that actually have this some degree or diploma.
Mhm.
And it's like we're that little group that loves the young children,
Mhm.
while others don't. Um, so if you would like to be part of our loving children group,
A loving group.
you're welcome. You're welcome to be in it. Yeah.
And then anyone wants to reach out to Omaima, you can just leave a question for her in the Inspire platform, and we'll relay it to her. Unfortunately, we're at the end of our show. Thank you so much,
Thank
Omaima,
you.
for being part of this. Um, that was the uMentor Talk Show. If you have any questions for our current speaker or prior speakers, please check out the Inspire platform on the Emoji app, and you can ask questions there. You were just listening to the uMentor Talk Show. If you missed this or future shows, you can always hear the replay on the uMentor website under prior talk shows, and you can listen to the show replay on SoundCloud, iTunes, and Spotify. Emoji Outreach Foundation, uniting and empowering the Shia community.